This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And this is For the Players, the pop culturist PlayStation podcast of 40 years of playing PlayStation 8. Plus years in that games media combined. I'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation... Oh, it's phlegm. This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast services. If you'd like to be a part of future conversations, please join us on Facebook, Discord, comment below. If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popcultures. Head over there, check out the tiers. There might be something there that interests you.
That's what I love. If we were younger men, we'd be like, fuck it, let's reshoot it.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
If you do support us on Patreon, you can watch us record this show live whenever we do it. If you want to show support for pop cultures on your body, head to popcultures.com/shop where you can buy shirts like not this one, not that one. Max spilt Coke on yours, so it's in the wash. We were playing Sekiro in here, and he went, fuck, and it landed directly on your shirt upside down. Which was great. The carpet was fine.
Yeah, well, you are. That's why. That's why.
The carpet was brilliant. Yeah. Not a single drop on the carpet, but that shirt fucked.
Fair. I didn't pay for it, so that's all right.
That's true. We are on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopcultures where you can watch us play games like Sekiro and other assorted thingies.
So, today, just a disclaimer, Ryan just got up because I got here an hour early because I got lots of shit to do today.
Yeah, boy.
And I'm very, very sick.
Pound and coffees.
So, yeah, we may have an interesting, hard-spoken episode today.
It'll kick in. It'll kick in at some point.
Because when I'm speaking, the phlegm just sits. But that's okay. That's okay.
But yeah,
the show must go on.
That's true. It has to happen. We've got tens of listeners to entertain. Tens!
Mm-hmm. And we appreciate every single one of you.
That's right. How's your week been, man? Like, was last week of being boss man?
Yes. Handed everything back over on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Felt good. No more phones. It's good.
See, the only concern is... Because like, we were going to record yesterday, and you're like, I want a day. I'm like, you know what? You deserve a day.
I need a fucking day.
Like, you deserve a day, my friend.
Plus, yesterday I was much, much worse than I am today.
So I was like, that, you can do it. So how are you going to do... How are you going to go when you do become official boss man?
That's like 10 years in the future, man.
Oh, really? I was like around the corner.
No, I'm still a first-year apprentice.
Yeah, I know how this works.
No, that's
I have no idea how this works.
I get fully qualified... And then I guess whenever Dad's like, okay, I'm fucking done with this. Because that's all this is what he's done for 40 years.
Yeah.
That's been his only career, a refrigeration mechanic. So, yeah. But no, I think the ETA is about a decade.
Okay, that's not so bad.
4 years as an apprentice, 5-ish years doing the day-to-day, really getting my head around it. But that's much, much later. Don't worry about that. That's much, much
It's almost like, man...
We will be in our 40s.
Yeah, okay.
I will be. You probably won't be.
Yeah, no, in a decade I'll be 40. I'm 30 this year, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll just scrape in.
I'll be just get in there. Yeah. So was it a good time as boss man?
No. No, it's just a lot. There's more to it than you kind of think on surface level. And also because there was only me and our actual licensed Friggy guy.
Well, the Friggy boys.
The Friggy boy. Yeah. I'm trying to book jobs and it's like, well, you need to go to Winchelsea, which is 40 minutes that way. But then someone needs you in fucking Port Arlington, which is 40 minutes in the other way. Which means you can only book in so many jobs because of all that travel time.
Yeah, so you have to...
Because normally it'd be like he kind of goes one area and Dad will cover the other area. But with only one, obviously, he's got to go area.
Did you then just sort of plan it out? Like, well, we've got 3 bookings today and we're going to do them in this order because of this distance.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's also just a lot of shit I don't know. So people will be like, I don't know. I can't help you. I'll add that to the list of shit.
Like, hi, can I please get a...
I'd like to make a payment. Because I hadn't used our FOSS machine before. I'm like, I'll charge myself 1 cent first just to make sure I had a chance. But no, it's all good. It's all done. Was
That's what That's what, like, you mentioned that your parents gave you a bit of extra coin for the 2 weeks. Like, that was not. That wasn't a bonus. That was the money you kept charging yourself by accident on the FPOS machine.
Yeah, it's just
I'm like, look, we've noticed about a lot of funds coming from your bank account. Here it's back.
Thank you so much. I didn't want to say anything, but thank you so much. But no, it's good. The more I do it, the easier it gets.
Yeah, certainly true.
But yeah, I think I got so stressed that my immune system just like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah, it does that. It does that.
And yeah, the better part of this week, I've been pretty shitty. So
lucky you haven't been out and about. You've been in office.
Yes.
Not too bad. But yeah, no, my week's been kind of meh. It's been a week. Yeah. Apart from that's been alright. I haven't played anything.
I played lots.
Who would you play?
Lots of one game.
Oh yeah.
The Division 2.
Oh.
It's a masterpiece. The game is a masterpiece.
I love that we went from like, this game's a bag of dicks, and we both played like, this game's really good.
But from what I've seen, a lot of people kind of feel the same way, is that the beta just for some reason just didn't seem right.
Yeah.
Didn't feel right. Like something just wasn't clicking for a lot of people. A lot of big reviewers have said that too, and I'm in the same boat. Especially Skill Up.
I watched his
put
video,
out a 52-minute
fucking
review,
brilliant.
part 1.
He's a fellow Aussie,
Yeah.
and a staggeringly better content creator than us. He is brilliant.
Yeah. But he said the same thing. The beta, he was like, but the actual game itself is a master. It really sets the bar for these kinds of games that come out. No server issues, no mass disconnects, nothing like that. And there's content for days. There is so much to do.
What I love though is, like, in the beta, I did have connectivity issues. Since playing the full game,
So did I.
none.
Yeah.
So they literally did what the beta test was for. Test server loads. Alright, cool. You didn't improve all of it. Done.
Okay.
On launch, not a hiccup.
Yeah. And apparently the same for PC. Apparently it was running very unoptimized in the beta. Really bad frame rate and stuff, but now it's smooth as butter. And yeah, there's content for days. There's end game content for days. I'm in the end game now. I'm in World Tier 3.
Oh.
It's essentially you finish, you get to level 30 and finish all the main missions and the strongholds. The strongholds are like end game dungeons. There's 3, one for each faction, where you kind of take down that faction seat of power.
Yep.
Like the Hyenas have Roosevelt Island. That's no. The Outcasts have Roosevelt Island. That's their seat of power. The True Sons have the Capitol building. That's their seat of power. You do all that, and then your world tier goes up, which means everything gets harder, but you get higher gear score level gear. And then the Black Tusk invades, and there's something surreal about all the work you've done on the map. Everything's green, the control points, and then after you beat the game, this isn't really spoilers because there's
no story.
It's not story spoilers, but it was also revealed, like in the trailer, like the Black Tusk come and fuck everything up after you're done. Watching the map all turn red again, and you're like, you motherfuckers.
Like, all that work.
You motherfuckers. So yeah, they invade and all the main missions change. The same settings, but the Black Tusk are there doing something different, and all the voiceovers change to accommodate that. But the missions play out a bit differently as well. I had one moment, same as Skill Up mentioned this as well in his review. I'm like, okay, so I know the boss is going to spawn there. Kicks the door with the sledgehammer, goes like, hey! Like, oh, okay. He comes from there now.
Hey, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so you do that, and then you do a couple missions and do an invaded stronghold, and your world tier goes up again. Same kind of thing. Everything's harder, but the gear drops is better, because when you hit level 30, the gear doesn't have levels, it has a gear score. And that goes up to World Tier 4 at the moment. So I'm in World Tier 3. Almost ready to go to World Tier 4. So I'm in the end game, and there's heaps to do. I'm like not even close to even scratching anything. I'm also level 40 in the Dark Zone. I've spent a lot of time in the Dark Zone.
How's the Dark Zone feel compared to the old Dark Zone?
Different. It doesn't quite have that same anxiety-inducing kind of thing, but I think that'll change. I've noticed actually yesterday, probably more than ever, that as more people are getting to max level and all that, the PvP's happening a fair bit more. Whereas previously I'd see 2 or 3 other people and we'd all just kind of cruise together, take down landmarks, help extract each other's gear and all that stuff. But now I've noticed now that people have played and they're out of that, I have to get to max level thing, now they're like, all right, let's have some fun with this PvP and rogue stuff. So it is kind of changing a little bit as well. I like how the 3 different Dark Zones that contain. They have a very different feel to them. Dark Zone East is kind of very open. South is very closed quarters, a lot of indoor corridors and all that. And West is a bit more kind of an amalgamation of both. They all have a very different feel to them. And I'd just go between them, do stuff. It's great. There is so much to do. And it's just gorgeous. It is a gorgeous game. And the attention to detail in the world. Just like walking the street and just noticing just everything from like the trash bags that are there. Like everything makes sense, but it's so densely packed.
Yeah, that's where the one big thing that I noticed, because I've been playing more of it. I did stream it on Wednesday. Is that in terms of how it's laid out on the street, like there's so much more density to everything.
And I remember Division 1 being like that. But looking back at the New York now, I'm like, it looks really bare in comparison to how DC looks.
Like I remember, I remember being so like overflowing and like, but it was really open except for the streets that it wants you to push down a certain way. Yeah. It was just open and snow. This game is much better. Like I feel it plays better too. I don't know. I can't really explain it because I didn't spend a lot of time with Division 1, but I feel that I'm forced to play more tactically.
Yes. The big difference between this and the Division 1 is in the Division 1 you didn't have armor, you just had a health bar, but you had so many ways to instantly recover your health and all that kind of stuff. You didn't really have to use cover in PvE because you could just tank so many hits and it's fine. But even it doesn't matter what I'm playing, like what mode I'm playing or where I am. If I stand out of cover for 5 seconds, I'm fucking dead. It doesn't matter how much armor I've got or anything. You will fucking die. And it does push you to play a bit more tactfully. And, the AI is really good at flanking you or trying to push you out of cover with well-placed grenades and all that. You can't comfortably sit in one spot for an entire firefight. You have to keep moving. You have to keep watching. It's very, very good. And it feels like a strategy game in a way because each fight is like, okay, I've got 4 enemies, there's a grenade launcher guy there, there's a shotgunner there, he's going to try to flank me at some point, where do I need to be? If I have to move, where's the next bit of cover? Exits, where can I just duck around this corner or do I have to get up and move to a different piece of cover back there? It's very difficult to keep all the enemies in front of you. Like what you want to do is keep all the enemies in front of you, yeah? The AI makes it very, very difficult to do that. And later on, with the Black Tusk, they're very, very well equipped, and they have like robots and shit, like dog robots that like snipe you and stuff like and climb up on cars and all that. And it's more things that you have to be like, fuck, how am I going to deal with this? It's very, very clever. The game design is just amazing. Do you know about the Hunters? They're introduced in the survival DLC of Division 1, and essentially they're rogue agents who kill other agents, but they take their watches and wear them as trophies.
Oh.
And there's a side mission where you do come across one for the first time. Fuck, they're scary. They are so scary. They have all the same tech as you do because they're Division agents, but like a dark alley, and
just rings.
And you can see. I just saw all these badges of Division. Like he's wearing them. He had like 10, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? He fucked me up. He dropped me that quick. But
I'm still very early. I'm still like level 10, I think.
But there's 12 or 13 of them. They all have a mask, and as you kill them, you get their masks to wear and hang up in the base of operations. Very, very scary. Very, very intimidating. But there's lots of different puzzles you have to do to summon them. Like one of them, there's 4 statues, and you have to salute each statue in a certain order, and then one will spawn and come. It's got that kind of like.
Does the game tell you that, or do you have to find that?
I don't know how people found that out. This is just what I've seen on Reddit.
This is the same thing. Like whenever I hear about one of the guys that I work with, he's really into Call of Duty Zombies, and he's like, I do this and I do this and this and this and make this happen. I'm like, who the fuck learned all this?
Yeah, how do you know this? Yeah.
And it's like same level of depth of like, how do you know that you need to touch this skull and rub up against this tree and I don't know.
Rub your asshole on that headlight of that car.
And then a big boss comes out. Like, who worked that out?
But I think in terms of like having that scary atmosphere that the Dark Zone doesn't have, the Underground has it.
Okay.
Underground has it in spades. The Underground it has a lot of loot in all the like the sewer systems and all that. You can traverse through there. Some of them are linked, some of them aren't. But there's also key boxes down there, and you'll find throughout the world there's like a hyena cache, an outcast cache, and they have super rare gear in there, exotic parts to build exotic weapons. But you need certain keys. You have to farm in the Underground to find these keys. But there's people down there they're just fucked. They're just fucked. I don't know what faction they belong to. There's no context to them, but like one of them has like a chainsaw.
It's true anarchy.
And you kind of, but it's so quiet. You hear the bloop, bloop of the water. It's very very dark, and you hear and he's like fucking running at you, and you're like, what the fuck? It's very very intense in the underground. I spent a lot of time down there actually.
Very cool.
Also, there's a big alligator, still alligator down there. You don't see it, but you see its tail behind some bars to like go around the corner. You can't go there, but you see this big tail, and you're like, oh, and it like moves away, and you're like,
do I have to fight
where did it go?
Yeah, do I have to fight alligator now?
And also the obligatory like it nod with like the red balloon kind of hanging there. I'm like, nope. But yeah, the underground is very very cool, very very tense atmosphere. There's just heaps to do. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, seems to be loving it.
And yeah, of course, all the DLC for the first year is free as well. So that's. Yeah, I'll be playing that a lot.
Yeah, no need to think about other games at the moment.
No, I do not. Sorry. That's what we talk about for the rest of the year. Just say, Rick, what have you been playing?
It was like you in Persona for like a 4-month window.
I'm sure it'll wear out eventually, but for the moment it's very fresh and very, very good. What do you think of Sekiro?
Sekiro, however you pronounce it. It's good. It's very good. It's that weird line. It's like, our friend of the show, Max, he's like, hey, I bought Sekiro. Did you want to get some dinner and fucking play it on the stream? I'm like, yeah. So we went and got chicken and waffles and Pistol Pete's. Ate too much chicken. It was brilliant.
As a tradition.
Played, as a tradition. Played Sekiro, and the game's fucking great.
Did you just get the first boss?
No, we did not.
Well, you told me to come watch the stream, but I didn't get a notification that it was live.
Oh, I was on Twitch. Do you have it? Not YouTube's.
Oh, I thought Discord normally.
And it should.
It didn't for this in this case.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what we did is it's pretty much life for life, as you do. So we pushed our way through. We didn't even get to the first boss. We got a couple of mini bosses out. But yeah, I'm not very good at the game. And it's one of those things, like I said, I know I'm shitty at these games, these Soulsborne style games, so I wouldn't have picked it up unless Max brought it over. So that was a great way for me to really sort of dip my toe in comfortably. Saying that, afterwards, I kept thinking about it, and I kind of want to buy it, but I know that I'll get mad and I'll stop playing it. But I keep thinking about it.
You were giving Bloodborne a red hot go at one
I did
point.
give Bloodborne a go. It was good fun. So there are some differences here. There's no stamina bar, which I'm a big fan of. So it means you can just go to town. But saying that, the other enemies are relentless as well. You do have the ability to resurrect. So you die once, you can resurrect and go again. And then depending on how many enemies you take out, you can rebuild that resurrection meter again, and you can go a third time if you do well enough.
Yep.
There are some bosses that take 2 death blows. So previously, you get them down to the lowest health, death blow, they're dead and they're gone. Some enemies will just get back up again, because same as you, they can also die twice. The robo hand, which has we unlock 2 things. We can unlock shurikens and a flamethrower, which are pretty cool. And then I think it was just a sword.
Grappling good.
Grappling is fun. Adding verticality to a Soulsborne game is fucking brilliant. It's brilliant. So previously, when you could just roll around and not really do anything, if someone comes to, I can just go, huh, I can just jump out of the way, or like I have been doing, just and I just Spider-Man out of there.
There's going to be enemies later that will fuck you up for doing that. I guarantee it.
Yes, the problem is because I can.
They'll have their own and go.
Because I can jump, right? I forget the enemies can jump too. So I'm like, haha, oh fuck, those, and then I Spider-Man up because there was guys with flaming bows and arrows, right? I'm like, well, I fuck this. I'm gonna go up and go up. Like they've already spotted me. I'm gonna go up, come around, dodge their arrows, and jump on them. So I'm like, ha ha ha, and they just look up and go. I'm just a burst of flames, just dead.
Just ash before you even hit the ground.
It's very fun. It's very enjoyable, and it's like that same as always. It's that satisfying when you sort of push over the line and you get that little bit further. Sucks dick for a while, and then you get better.
Does it have that whole like collecting souls or whatever?
It doesn't. So you don't collect souls to buy. You literally get coins off people's bodies, and that's what you use to buy things on the skill tree as well as weapons and whatnot.
Yep. So I'm organising things for the day.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, because it's his son's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday, Alex, if you check this out. So you get those things happening. So you don't have souls per se. You have this. There's this. I forget what it's called, but it's almost like this percentage. So the better you play, the higher your percentage becomes. So every time that you die, you regain an X amount, an X percentage of not losing any XP or not losing any coin. And the worse you play, that percentage drops. And part of the overall story is by there's this thing called dragon rot that's infecting the world, and that's what you're sort of progressing towards to stop that as part of it. But the more you die, then the higher the dragon rot is everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So we kids kept getting messages continuously being like, some old woman just coughed in the distance, dragon rot has really fucked her up, and you're like, oh man. And it's like, some young kid just died of dragon rot. I'm like,
that's my fault.
That's my fault. And then I run, I'm like, all right, I'll be better. Dead. Like,
Grapples off a cliff. I'll be better.
But yeah, no, the game is brilliant, and if you're into that genre, it's right up your alley. It's a lot more fast paced than even Bloodborne was. It's probably like a bit more like Neo, but Neo was also very similar to the Souls series in that sense. It's very good. It's hard to explain because I'm not an expert in that genre, so it makes it very tough for me to explain. But I know I enjoyed it, and I've been thinking about it a lot. Cool. I'll play some more. What else have I played this week?
Surely nothing.
No, I did play some other things. I did pilfer Devil May Cry from a girl at work.
Oh yeah.
She left it at work. She's like, "Oh, I'll come play it next week." I'm like, "Okay." I haven't put it in yet. I'll play it before I go back. But I got an email the other day, and it was from the PR guys for Devolver, and they're like, "Hey, we have this new game," and it caught my interest straight away. It's a PC game, so it's on.
Boo.
Yeah, but it's called Weedcraft Inc.
Oh. It's
Zoo Tycoon, but with less animals and more weed. So what you do is, you play this a dude where you and your brother, your father has just passed away. You've just finished your MBA, so your business, whatever, an administration degree, and you need coin. So you build so you grow weed. So you start off with like your little basement and your three plants, and you work on them, and you grow them, you sell them. So it seems, like I said, on paper it's pretty simple. It's you grow your weed, you sell it, you grow bigger, whatever. And then you're also fighting for legalization in that state or that town, sort of to put up the line. So you can either go down the line of trying to make it, just keep it illegal and sort of bank a bunch of coin, or make it legal and go that route as well. But there's also different levels to it. So other than just growing your standard strains, you can then go in and fuck with them a little bit. Not in like just to make them grow better. So you just grow them in whatever comes standard, and they'll do all right. But you can go in there and you can tweak the nutrients of the soil and build up, a little bit more nitrogen, a little bit less phosphorus, just like, and then this thing becomes a better quality plant, and then you can sell it for more, and then you got to literally find the demographic and sell to that demographic, and so like for like there's the jocks, they have at the beginning they sort of have like three setups. It's like the stoners, the down the middle, your jocks, whatever, right? So like the stoners, they'll just take whatever you want. So I just grow like the shit box weed, but I can make it a little bit better, so I can charge a little bit more for it. That's absolute shit, and they'll just buy it. Yeah. The other two parties so far, they're not interested in that horrible shit. So then I grow like a nicer one. I think it's Super Lemon Haze or something. And like I grow that shit, so it's like a rare fucking strain. Like I'm embarrassed, but also quite proud that I sat down. I played a bit of it last night, and I was like, getting the nutrients just right, watching it grow, changing the soil, changing the temperature of the room, adding a fan.
See, googling how to grow weed.
Well, the game's
not
out
yet.
Idea. So the game's not out until April 11. So this is a preview code. Speaking of fans, yeah. So this game isn't out until April. So it's certainly.
But I mean, for you, like googling, best ideal conditions to grow weed in.
It's
probably not
this gateway unless I'm arrested. So that's the thing. I'm like, oh, what if there's a wiki? I'm like, oh wait, it's a preview build. So this isn't the full extent of the game either. It does come out April 11, I believe. So it's a couple weeks away. But I'm enjoying the crap out of it. If this is what the game is on full release, fuck yeah. Like it it hit this weird setup, right? A, the novelty of growing weed is fun. 2, the gameplay system is shallow enough to understand, but deep enough to go fucking hard, which I really enjoyed. And 3, because for my honors degree, I grew, not weed, I almost did. But I grew plants, and my entire my honors degree is environmental science. So all the soil things, like this is a very simple version of what I did at uni, and it kind of ticked a different part of my brain. I'm like, yeah, taking notes. I'm like, oh, maybe a little bit more potassium.
Got your lab coat on.
Yeah, glasses on. Actually, might be a good idea. I might do that for the stream. But yeah, like I've pun intended. It's dope. The game's great.
Cool.
And it's not full review. It's more previewy thingies because it's still a lot to go. Like there are, even in the preview build, there are 2 modes. There's a base mode and a hard mode. So I've been just sticking around in the easy mode, which kind of helps you get the ball going. And I'm at this point where this neighboring dealer comes in, tries to take my shit. The police are up in my business.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's about to take a big Breaking Bad turn, I think.
Cool.
Game's great.
I look forward to
I can't wait
weekly
to see the full
updates.
release. Yeah, okay, and then I come in, I've got this big chain. Just get more and more.
Yeah.
But no, it's
All of a sudden, you're advocating for the legalization of
I don't
marijuana.
fucking really care personally, but well, like it's there's a nice little bit of instant feedback to it as well. So rather than like changing the soil structure and then waiting for it to grow completely and then adapting it, so you have to constantly water it, and understandably water it, trim it, and that kind of helps it grow nicer. So what you can do is you can fuck with the soil structure, water it, and that'll be the trigger to go, oh, okay, it's going to go less now. Or as in the expected quality is less. You know, okay, we'll trick it back to the expected best. Like, oh, yeah. So you're not penalized for fucking around.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of, personally. And expanding the room is fun. So I've got 3 separate strains growing now. There's all different conditions. I just hired an employee. The guy looks like a piece of shit, but he cuts all my plants for me.
It's hard to find good help.
Yeah, it is hard, especially in the weed industry. But anyway, that's what we've been playing this week. Now let's get into the news, where we tell you about what happened this week in PlayStation, and a section we call Inform the Players.
Right.
And like 30 minutes in.
Yeah, we're gonna be quick because I have heaps of shit to do. Number 1, Atlas has officially revealed Persona 5 The Royal for PS4. While little new information has been announced, the title was teased as Persona 5 R. Now has another teaser trailer. The trailer features a girl with red hair in the rain in Tokyo's Shibuya district, followed by the game's official logo. At the end of the teaser, Atlas notes that more information will be announced April 24th at the Persona Super Live concert.
So the rumor mill for a very long time was always it's going to be Persona 5 Ruby, with the idea in the same way as Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, P4G. P4G.
Yeah. So people are expecting this to be this big, re-thing of the game. And as of right now, we don't really know what that is. Friend of the show, Dash, from Dash Culture, he stayed up till whatever it was, like midnight, whatever it was, to watch it last night. And he wasn't happy because it was so vague and it gave him nothing. And he's like, I was hoping for a Switch port. I wanted this. I wanted that. I'm like,
no. So I think what they'll do, because with Persona 4 Golden, they added in a new character, Marie, and gave her kind of her own story that kind of interlinked with the main narrative in a way that wasn't too intrusive. And then after you finished what was originally the main story, you had an extra couple hours as a conclusion of Marie's new story.
And
this may be something similar. But yeah, it'd probably get me to jump back into it.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for that plat for that game.
Are you going to chip away at it again? Well, because I know you've not been playing on the PlayStation. It's been playing on the Xbox.
I don't have a choice, so I have to.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation.
Like, I'm sorry, daughter. Give it back.
Yeah, give it back. Have
the
Xbox, we'll just swap. You know what? I'll just buy another PlayStation. In celebration of the upcoming Hellboy film, Ubisoft has announced that it has partnered with Lionsgate and Millennium Media to bring Hellboy, Nimue Gruagach, and Ben Daimo to Brawlhalla. It's a free-to-play fighting game. These characters from Hellboy will be new guest characters that will be joining the roster of over 40 characters. It also features Rayman and Shovel Knight now, which was made possible after Ubisoft purchased Brawlhalla.
Yeah, because I thought Brawlhalla was an indie game, so that's pretty cool news.
It was.
I don't remember it being purchased. So.
I played the shit. Remember, I think last year I played the shit out of it. I was talking about it for a bit. It's very good. And Shovel Knight's in it. Rayman's in it. Hellboy's going to be in it, and these other characters in it are also in the upcoming Hellboy movie. I'm just excited for Hellboy news because we don't have any Hellboy video games, so just to see him in it.
Did you end up playing him in Injustice 2, or did you piss off at Injustice 2 at that point?
Way before that.
Yeah.
Number 3 isn't really PlayStation related, but it is gaming related. So here it is. Stadia. Stadia. Google Stadia is not a piece of hardware. It's a streaming platform meant to bridge devices and provide players instant access to their games, while also further integrating YouTube capture, streaming, and sharing. Google is aiming to stream games at launch in 4K 60 FPS. Australia says no. For both playing games and sharing game streams, with the goal of eventually supporting 8K and 120 frames per second. Among its boasts, that's a weird sentence, the power of Stadia, Google confirmed Stadia is more powerful than PS4 and Xbox One combined.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Additionally, Google showcased Stadia's ability to allow players to bring the experience via Stadia from one platform to the next, from a phone to a tablet to a Chromecast on TV, without the need to wait for download times.
See, a lot of that just sounds like talk.
It's just streaming. You're streaming games.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Because you're not having to run the shit locally, they can claim to be more powerful and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
But
it more obviously falls to your ISP than anything. And this is a no-go for us, I think.
No, it's not a chance.
Even on NBN, I don't think you'll get 4K 60 FPS down here.
It's very funny. I remember when Google first announced they were looking to get into this market, because I think we did an episode on like a bajillion years ago.
Yeah.
And we thought they were going to be more like trying to compete
in the console
market, which they are, but they've also not. Like they've got lined up. I think it's like Bethesda are willing to work with them.
Yeah, because
a couple other peoples.
id Software was there at the presentation for Doom Eternal. I mean, like the idea is, I like the idea. It'll never for me replace having a home console, but it is a cool idea. But I just know I'm not going to be able to get anything out of it at this point.
No, it's the same, right? It's a brilliant idea, but in Australia, the infrastructure is not here.
In most of the world.
Not most, a lot of the world. A big hunk. Like, see, it's the best Australian internet is still subpar American internet. And a lot of America has that subpar internet. So...
We'll have to wait and see. But,
unless you're that one woman who has like a 3 gigabit downloads in Ukraine or wherever it is.
But yeah, I mean, they're obviously not going to be, I don't think, going to be doing like exclusives and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's an interesting time. Disney appears to have resurrected Lucasfilm Games. You'll be familiar with its successor, the greatly missed LucasArts, which developed and published countless games both in and outside the Star Wars universe until it was closed in 2013. Don't get your hopes up about a wave of new games appearing. Job listings posted on the Disney Careers website suggest that it will be supporting games using Lucasfilm IPs, including Star Wars, rather than developing them themselves. And they've since confirmed that as well. Yeah, this is just to support the live service stuff.
Yeah, Jason Schreier has jumped out with the info going, hey, Lucasfilm Games isn't coming back. They've always been there. They've been there in the background, and they've been working with EA. So you're not going to get Knights of the Old Republic 3 or anything like that. These guys were always there, just in the background.
Gamers settle the fuck down.
Yeah.
That's news.
That was kind of just head through. It was a bit of a quiet week as well.
Just a pertinent bit of information.
But speaking of that Stadia, though, so if Xbox or PlayStation were to release a streaming only game or a discless version, would that interest you? No.
Our digital prices are fucked on those stores. There is not Division 2, Big W, $64. Xbox store, $109.95.
Not even $9.
PlayStation store, $109.95. Fuck that. The all-digital future can fuck itself. I don't want it. As long as the prices stay the way they are in Australia in terms of digital distribution, it can fuck off. I will always buy discs. Except when there's crazy sales and you can get games for like $15.
Yeah.
Digital sales are amazing. They're incredible.
Big fan.
But new releases, they're just not there.
See, this is the big thing.
But the difference is, in my situation, if I do buy a game digitally on Xbox or PlayStation, I can share that with Alex. So if it's a game we both want to play, I will buy it digitally because $100 for digital to play is 2 copies. Works out cheaper than me buying 2 discs. There is that circumstance.
Yeah. So, one thing I've noticed, especially in the US, because you know how the US like launch price for games is $60, but I don't think there's any flex. For us how we go, the retail price is $110, but you're gonna play $60 or $70, right? Like there's that flux.
Yeah.
I think in the US it's just standard. Like no one goes under that mark in the US. Like as in every Division $60. You're not gonna go to another store and find it for $45. It's not gonna happen. Yeah. Everyone just charges $60.
And I imagine their digital stores are the same. I've ever heard any differently.
Yeah, but I mean that in terms of like because of the massive Australian tax here, the companies are forced to flux.
I'm missing it.
You're missing one. Yeah, so I think that for that reason is why it's a little bit different here. What'd you miss? Do you want to just read it off the picture?
I could. I know what I missed anyway. Okay. I just didn't do this.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, anything else to say about that?
No, speaking of selling games,
top selling games for the week of last week. Number 10, Metro Exodus. Number 9, Black Ops 4. Number 8, The Lego Movie 2. Number 7, Anthem. Number 6, FIFA 19. Number 5, One Piece World Seeker. Number 4, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 3, Far Cry New Dawn. Number 2, Devil May Cry 5. And number 1, The Division.
So Red Dead was on sale this week in the PSN store, hence why it's jumped back up. And GTA 5
People love
out.
One Piece.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No, me either. It was after, I grew up. Stopped liking that shit.
Did you end up jumping on Anthem?
No. You can, however, at the moment get it for $30 on PS4 from somewhere.
Gamesman.
Yeah, and JB Hi-Fi did match that price for a friend of ours. So
that's Joel from Anime Game.
Quick bits. The release window for CDPR Cyberpunk 2077 has narrowed slightly, with the studio confirming the release of 2 AAA games by 2021. So they've got something else stirring in the pot there. Another AAA game. Interesting. I would think it'll be Witcher spin-off.
Yeah.
Probably. Alan Wake and Quantum Break. Developer Remedy Entertainment's next game, Control, now has an official release date of August 27th. I forgot about this game.
Me too.
Looks decent though.
It looks like Quantum Break, but with a cool gun.
And without the shitty fucking live action cutscenes.
Yeah, and exclusivity.
Yeah.
Like it's on all platforms, which is a big bonus. Unless you're on PC, it's on Epic's Game Source. Talk it.
Yeah. Also, so are all of...
Yeah, all the speaking of Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dream.
Or like I had no idea that I thought they were somewhat licensed by PlayStation.
All of their games are now on PC.
Yeah, so Heavy Rain, Detroit, and Beyond Two Souls are all on PC now, which is fucking awesome.
Are they Epic Store?
And they're all Epic Store exclusives.
I know PC gamers hate to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah. PC Master Race. I need to download another launcher. Fuck this.
It's almost like PC gamers don't understand capitalism. It's a real shame.
Yeah. I could go on a bit of a tangent about that.
Please do.
No, not now.
I want to hear it.
No, not now. But you know how Steam's like... Steam has like... Everyone's like, Steam's the only one, and, it's got a monopoly on the market, and then other places like GOG, Galaxy, and Epic are like, hey, we'll try to compete with Steam. What exclusives? No, that's bad. You know what I mean? It's just... I don't want to go too deep.
Steam is a dumpster fire.
It is. It's a shit.
And it's about time that someone came in there. Although...
I don't blame the developers for going elsewhere.
Exactly.
When, A, the Steam store is just fucking garbage, and B, it's better for them financially to go to the Epic store.
Yeah.
If Steam doesn't like that, Steam can do whatever it wants to get them back over. They're not. So Steam's not your friend. They're not trying to combat this exclusivity at the moment. They could, but instead you throw your hands up and defend Steam. But what's Steam doing to flip the tables? Nothing.
What has Steam done in general?
They've done a lot in general.
No, but I mean lately, all they've done is if anything, they've dropped their barrier of entry. They've dropped their control. They have no quality assurance. So any fucking game can get on there. All it's doing is watering down the potential for you as a developer for your game to go anywhere. And on top of that, they spent years fucking over Australians, not offering refunds and whatnot. And then they've just finally done it after being, put through the courts to make it possible. Steam ain't your friend. And with Epic Game Store, as far as I can recall, they work in Australian dollars. They follow those rules.
Steam does now too, actually.
Yeah, Steam does now after being legally forced to, right? That's the thing.
But the thing is, you can complain about the exclusivity on the Epic Store and whatever else all you want. Steam has the power to combat that.
At any point, they can drop something huge. They have the money. They have the money to get anything they want as an exclusive just to try up someone's butt, you know what I mean? But they have no desire. They don't even fucking care. There is so much money coming in.
Not even as exclusive. They could just be like, this game, The Outer Worlds is going to Epic Store as an exclusive. Steam could be like, here's some money. How about you just don't do that?
Yeah.
Not exclusive. Not even like, we don't want it exclusive on Steam. How about you just don't make it exclusive?
Yeah, he's like...
Which seems a bit weird business-wise, but they've got the power to do anything, but they're not. So they're not your friend. They don't care. So
And like
you
I
shouldn't
understand the concern. Like the big argument is exclusivity is bad for consumers. No, it ain't. Oh, it is.
That's how the console.
But you understand that's how games work everywhere other than PC. So get off your fucking, high horse with your, virus databases and Excel spreadsheets, and just fucking, and like this is the thing I don't understand. They're like, well, what? You don't have to buy another console. You download another fucking free launcher, you morons. PC's dumb.
I love the Apex subreddits. Just they're like, oh, hackers are ruining the game. I'm just like, PC. I don't like PC gaming. Quick bits! I already did that. Konami, in celebration of its 50th anniversary, we're releasing 3 anniversary collections that highlight Castlevania, Contra, and its arcade classics.
Woo!
They're doing something.
Yeah, they're there.
Apex earned $92 million in its first month. Fuck. And Borderlands Game of the Year edition rated by the ESRB.
Yeah.
First Borderlands, in hindsight, was not very good.
Nope.
So, but hopefully that's not like the big Borderlands announcement that they were planning, because that will blow up in their face.
Yeah, we will have a Doom
However,
Diablo
that is just gamers doing what gamers do. They said Borderlands, there must be Borderlands 3. Oh my god, it's coming, let the memes begin. And then they're like, oh fuck, no, it's just where we were mastering number 1. And now we've got this expectation thrown onto us by you jerks. That's it for the news, Ryan. We have a chat to the players about Sony's State of Play. Sony has announced State of Play, a series of live broadcasts that will reveal new updates and announcements for PS4, PSVR, and PSVR. The first episode will be shown March 25, the day this podcast comes out. Or the day after.
It'll be the Tuesday for us.
The announcement was posted to the PlayStation blog, and on it explains the debut episode will be broadcast. I didn't do Aussie.
That's fine.
On Tuesday. 7 a.m. Tuesday morning on the Australian East Coast. They did it for me.
Oh.
Good man. I don't even remember where I pulled this from. The blog details that the first State of Play episode will show new trailers, footage, game announcements for both PS4, PSVR games. Effectively, it appears Sony's equivalent to a Nintendo Direct. And with any luck, it will be just as revealing.
So what we want to do here is we want to kind of have some funsies. Let's have a genuine thing about what some of the things they'll drop. And we'll obviously have some pie-in-the-sky bullshit ones for funsies. And talk about this new model, this repeating, copying model, and see how it works. So first of all, what do you think of this State of Play? I
think it's cool. It's about time they said something about anything.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, they've been quiet for so long with just like vague little, hey, we're still a company. What's up, peeps? Hey, gamers, we're friends. Like Homer back into the bushes. No, it's exciting that they're doing something, because I've fallen out of love with my PlayStation the last few months, and I'm sure I'm probably not the only one, where it's just like, what is happening with this brand? What's coming? What are your plans for the future? And they're just not saying anything, whereas Xbox are like, we're doing all this shit all the fucking time. It's like, well, that's exciting. Like every couple of weeks there's something new in the Xbox space to talk about and be excited for and to discuss, whereas Sony just haven't had anyone talking about them for anything.
Yeah.
So it's exciting for them to kind of get a discussion going about their brand again.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on the idea of it. I like the idea of this little drip feed of information, because it's enough to get you excited. It gives us more content throughout the year. And it's just very cool. It's exciting. Like, I'm genuinely excited. Now, normally I don't, I get up probably a little bit after that. I'm going to get up a little bit early on Tuesday just to watch this. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the excitement that I'm feeling for
actually.
it. Like, it's just cool. I'm enjoying it. I want to hear more things. Like, as you said, the silence has been deafening, and I need some news. Yeah, and I need something.
The good thing is that with this format, they can kind of talk about what they want when they feel like when things are ready to talk about. Like E3 gives you that pressure to have shit to show. So does PSX. Arguably, we need to put on a show. We need to make sure announcements are ready. And like let's just say, for an example, like let's say there is Last of Us news, right? E3 they're not going. PSX is
December, presumably
8 months away ish. So now they've got this. It opens their avenue to be like, hey, we've got some news on this title everyone's excited for. And we'll talk about it next week we'll stream a chat about it, instead of waiting for these events and all that kind of stuff. It's just, Ghost of Tsushima. Hey, we've got a release window for you now and got a new trailer. here's a state of play for you for half an hour about the updates on this game.
So even on top of that, though, the big thing with these stage shows, these big productions, they can only really talk about the big hitters, right? Because they're there, it costs money, that airtime costs. You know, that airtime's expensive,
Millions.
right? So they're going to be putting on just the things that's because with E3 being really a trade show, it's anything that stakeholders can get excited for.
All your big first party.
Yeah,
and
with direct
stuff.
with little direct ideas like this, you could have a bunch of fucking indies in there just to sort of show the love. You know what I mean? Like, so they'd be like, hey, here's the big point, but here's a bunch of other little info that would be deemed as taking up time on the stage, but in here it fits, it works.
Yeah, like it's not worthy for E3.
Yeah,
but the
it's
state of
cool
play doesn't cost us anything to do.
Yeah,
presumably, like they're
comparatively.
I mean, they're obviously putting some stuff together, but they're just streaming it from their office or whatever somewhere. So, or it could even just be a collection of like.
I imagine I imagine it's kind of like the Kind of Funny Game showcase, or like Nintendo Direct, where it's pre-edited, it's pre-uploaded, it goes.
Let's say they got 4 indie games, and each indie studio sends in a video.
Yep.
Presentation, and they just string it all together and go, "Yep, stream that for half an hour." Cost us fuck all.
Hell yeah.
I would like to see. What was I going to say? My head just got really cloudy. I would like to see focused ones, as in not compilations of different things, but like here is half an hour of Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. You know, we've got a bit of a dev diary for you, and at the end of it, we've got a new trailer as well. Just give you an update on the game, how things are going.
Yeah.
You know? And then in 6 months, it's like, from our last Ghost of Tsushima update, got some more for you. Here's the last trailer and a release date. Yeah. You know, and it's just a fun way to kind of go about it without just putting a trailer out at peak time and hoping that it gains traction somewhere and hoping that game journalists put it on their websites and all that. Lets them control marketing and the message.
Control the message is the big thing. Now, in terms of what we expect out of it, I had a lot of fun on Twitter, and I made 3 wild as fuck accusations to entertain myself, and they're never going to happen. But
predictions?
Yeah.
Not accusations.
Oh, sorry. Predictions, my bad. Yeah. I was like, and they're going to announce a Harvest Moon Back to Nature PS1 remaster. We're going to get new Move controllers, and we're going to get confirmation that PS5 will be talked about this year. None of those things are going to happen.
It's hard to say because this is the first time they've ever done this, so you don't really know what angle they're going to take with it. You'd presume their first one will have some pretty decent news in it. Like, it's the first one they want to show that this is a direct worth watching in the future. So I think we'll get some pretty juicy info out of it. Don't know what. I can't.
See, that's the weird thing. I'm thinking about it now.
Because of how quiet they've been, any prediction seems too out there.
It does. Yeah.
Anything. Even if it's just like, hey, we still exist as a company. It's like, do you though? Really?
In terms of a big blockbuster drop, I think they will. If they want something like, let's look at what they've got in the pipeline, right? So we've got Days Gone in literally a month, almost to the day.
Actually, that'll probably focus pretty heavily in this because they haven't done anything.
I disagree. I don't think it'll be touched on at all.
Really?
Only because they, you know, with Game Informer giving the 2 hours of footage in the past, a bunch of previews went up like 2 weeks ago. Like, they have put a lot of info out there for Days Gone. Not in terms of their information. Like, they've put a bunch of trailers and stuff out. I think this is more down the line sort of setup. So coming to later of the year, you've got we got Dreams coming out in its beta or in its content creator form. We got presumably Days Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, Concrete Genie, things like that, right?
Death Stranding.
So I'm thinking that we're in this. We will probably get a date for Dreams, or at least a window for Dreams, because they said spring previously. They might be like, I don't know, fucking September.
Yeah.
I think it would be smart of them to put Last of Us, or at least a window, Q4, something like that. That makes sense. And then there'll be some cool PSVR games now, because it's been a while since we've had some proper mad PSVR games. Like, there's been good ones, and we look at the drop every week. There's a PSVR game literally every week, but there's nothing that's been on the scope or the scale of like the Batman game or Resident Evil 7 or fucking, there was Borderlands 2 a couple months ago, and that was kind of fell flat. I mean, like, there's no big PSVR, and I imagine they've got them in the pipeline, but
maybe
I also don't know what that would be. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't play VR. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're not going to get. I don't think we're going to get any new first party announcements. I think it'll be pretty much doubling down what we already have, or what the second party or connections they have, or even maybe some third parties potentially. What do you think?
It'll certainly be interesting.
Do you have anything in scratching your noodle?
No. I'm just going to keep my expectations low, real low, because they haven't given me a reason to keep them high recently. Well, they haven't. I mean, it's just being honest. So I'm excited. I'm excited to actually have something to talk about in regards to this company again.
So the only there is that downside, because as we do record this on the weekend before, and then it goes up on the Monday, and then it's dropping on the Tuesday, we won't be tackling this until the week after in its full discussion. So we will be a little bit behind the 8 ball there, but that does give us time to sort of gather some more news throughout the week, as I imagine once they drop the direct,
it's always the way it goes. Yeah. Here's a video, and then for the next couple of days, journalists do their thing, trying to get more info. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. Yeah,
we can collect that information and come back on the next week, and we'll be able to have a good old chat.
So come back here for the comprehensive review of the state of play.
Get excited. But look,
we can go to like the 5,000 other outlets that'll cover it before us.
And better. Look, there is the state. The state of play. We'll probably talk about a bunch of games that are coming out later in the year, and we all get really excited. But there are some games that are coming out this week in a section we call "Coming to the Players," or where we just straight up read the drop at you.
It's a big one this week.
A big drop.
Yep. New PlayStation games for March 26th, 2019. Angry Birds VR. There's your big VR game.
Wait, what?
Angry Birds VR Isle of Pigs.
Please read that out.
Join Red, Chuck, Bomb and the Blues to save stolen eggs in Angry Birds VR Isle of Pigs, an immersive VR adventure. Discover the remote island where the greedy green pigs take their vacation in 50-plus fun-filled levels with more to come.
That looks stupid. I like it. Hope it's cheap.
It will be garbage. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered.
Oh, yeah. I forgot this was coming out.
And retail. Block of Pix Deluxe. Not just the regular version.
Not the regular one.
PS4, PS Vita, digital cross-buy. Cave Digger Riches, PSVR.
I don't know, another VR game. There you go.
Oh, look. Counterfight, PSVR.
Hey, digital. All these VR games.
Dracula's Legacy, PS4 digital. The End is Nigh, PS4 digital. Generation Zero, PS4 digital and retail. Gods Remastered, PS4 digital. Inferno Climber Reborn, PS4 digital. Legendary 11, PS4 digital. We're not even halfway there yet. The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel, PS4 digital and retail. Metagal, PS4, PS Vita digital cross-buy. She looks a lot like Mega Man. She's even got the blue cannon arm.
But she's Metagirl.
But she's a girl. Yeah. MLB The Show 19, PS4 digital and retail.
Yeah, boy.
It's an unfairly handsome person on this cover.
Yeah.
I can see why they chose
I think I remember his name, but
you know, like sports games, they're like, they're like angry face. He's just like, I am fucking hot.
I think he's a rookie. I think he just come out of Double A's. Yeah.
He has a magnificent beard. He also has like PewDiePie eyes. I think as well.
What's the description there?
Play America's pastime your way with new game modes, expanded team building and player customization, and an extensive personalized RPG experience.
Ooh.
Create your own player or play against others as baseball's greatest stars and legends.
Ooh.
Excited?
Oh, yeah.
Nelky and the Legendary Alchemists, PS4 digital and retail.
I got a good press release for that one.
Outward, PS4 digital and retail. Path of Exile, PS4 digital. It's finally coming to PlayStation. It's been on Xbox for a while.
What is Path of Exile?
It's the guys that originally made Diablo 2. Split from Blizzard and made their own ARPG.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal. Very, very good game.
Very cool.
It's been out for like 8 years, maybe. It's been out for a long time, but there's free updates all the time. It's the kind of game where it's like, this is all I'm playing for 6 months.
Oh, nice.
It's that kind of game.
Very, very cool.
Far Lap Horse Racing Challenge.
Buddy Watson has already called that game of the year.
Experience the thrill and thunder of racing with the pride and prestige of building your own stable of champions. Cinematic graphics showcase realistic horses and capture the action of the race with motion captured animation.
See, good news, everyone. Seeing it's about Australia, I believe it's already out. I think it came out last week.
Oh, really?
So the Americans get a week later. Suck it.
The Princess Guide, PS4 digital and retail. SON or Sun, PS4 digital. 7 Enhanced Edition, PS4 digital. Cyberpunk 3, PS4 digital. Skyworld, PSVR digital. Space Junkies, PSVR digital. That's 4 VR games. 5 Tale of Fragmented Star single fragment version, PSVR digital. You should get that one. War Theatre, PS Vita digital cross-buy. Warhammer 40,000 Space Wolf, PS4 PS4 digital. War Party, PS4 digital. Where the Bees Make Honey,
That sounds like a sexy
PS4
game.
digital. Where the Bees Make Honey tells a story about reflecting on different moments from a childhood, which are played and experienced from an adult perspective. At its core, Where the Bees Make Honey is a puzzle adventure game, but gameplay variation is filtered throughout. And Xenon Racer, PS4 digital and retail. Fuck, that's a whole lot.
That's a lot of games this week.
Yes, I would say Path of Exile is worth checking out because it's also free. It's a free game. And MLB The Show, I imagine it's your pick.
Yeah, so I do have some plans for MLB The Show. I did reach out to PlayStation a little bit ago to grab a copy for a review because I wanted to get it early because I wanted to... I wanted to do something in the vein of our old like For Honor Resident Evil videos. I want to do something like that because the benefit of living here in Geelong is we are surrounded by baseball diamonds. 4 minutes from my house, there is 3 of them. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking we'd go down there, shoot some super stuff, to sort of do a bit of review over there.
Game's out very fucking soon, dude.
Yes, but saying that, because when I reached the PlayStation, I reached out about it a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, yeah, no one fucking cares about it in Australia, so we may get one like on launch day. Oh. I'm like, okay.
Benefit is you have Dylan here now.
Yeah.
To help you with all this stuff.
Yeah. So hopefully I can pull that together and make something cool, and if I need to organize a team, it's like people to sort of have people pretend to play baseball with me, I'll be reaching out to you guys, the PopC community.
Have to be pretend because I have no idea.
Yeah, no, like nothing. I'm thinking about doing like bad slow mo and like me running badly and having James be like the pitcher. yeah. He goes, it lands in front of him, but then it cuts to it going at my face. Strike one. yeah.
Like fucking rocket speed.
Shit like that is what I have in mind.
Yeah, it could be fun. That PlayStation conversation happened on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify and other podcast services. If you'd like to be a part of future conversations, please join us on Facebook, Discord, comment below. Feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popculture. Head over there, check out the tiers. Might be some there that interest you.
If you do support us on Patreon, you can watch us record this show live when we do it. Now, eventually we'll get better at actually doing it at a certain time, but until then... Yeah. If you want to support Pop Cultures on your body, hit popcultures.com/shop. We can buy shirts. None of them are here. And other sort of shit with our logos on it. We are also on Twitch, twitch.tv/thepopcultures. I don't know what we're doing this week, but with Mania being 2 weeks... So I might do MLB this week, yeah, depending on what day it comes out.
Surely you have a baseball jersey you can wear.
Yeah, I got like a couple.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so with Mania in 2 weeks away, so always the week before, we do the Power of WWE 2K19 to predict the outcomes of all the matches for us. With a rumored 17 matches for WrestleMania.
Jesus.
We'll be there a while, but we'll also be joined by good friend Craig from the Mullet Show to bullshit about while we make WWE 2K19 play like 1,000 fucking games.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Very keen. Oh yeah, Ghost and Young and the Wrestlers too.
Oh yeah.
But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And that was For the Players. There's some energy in there. Wasn't too flat.
No, it wasn't too bad.
Well done.
I'm spent though.
Me too.
I'm spent.